I'm exposing myself today. Hi friends, so this video is going to be a little different. We're going to chat about all the mistakes that I made in my dating life so that you can avoid them in the future. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm l.k.p, aka lowkeyprose. But like this video and subscribe because that would mean a lot to me. Okay, let's get into the video. Never tell a guy that you like him, like ever. I find that it's so much better to show a guy that you like them versus telling them that you like him. Because the moment that you tell a guy that you like him, he starts acting weird, especially if he doesn't like you back. Whenever you are feeling anything towards a guy, I really need you to assess first if they are reciprocating the same feelings that you feel for them. I find it so hard to objectively know when you are fucking up or when you're in a bad situation when you're in it. I find that it's so easy to watch reality TV or watch Love is Blind because we can see a relationship and be like, he doesn't fucking like her. But when you're a lover girl, and you're in it, you can't see it. When you're in it, you can't see it. You liking them is shrouding sometimes if they feel the same way. There should never be a space where you don't know how they feel about you. And if there is a space at all in your relationship, whether it be platonic or friends, it's not there. If there is space, that means it's not there. And you are filling it with their validation or lack thereof, and you're leaving a space for that, and there's nothing there. I personally don't like it when a guy tells me what he's gonna do. Don't tell me you like me, show me that you like me. Show me that you wanna take me out. You know, it's consideration, and that's what I really respond to. And there was this boy, he's always a fucking boy. He wanted to be told that you liked him. I'm not into chasing men. And I know I put my platform up on women approaching men because I still strongly believe that that's just really how it should go. Of women being doing those nonverbal cues of hey, I'm choosing you to pursue me. I want you to come over, or if the vibe is good and you're reciprocating my glances, then I'll come over too. But if you notice that he likes to be chased, he likes to be the prize, it's a no. It's a no. It's a no. Because I was so on the fence with understanding that he wanted to be chased, I didn't show him that I liked him, even though I did. So I had to draw back and be like, maybe I could use you for something else. But here's the thing, here's the tea, right? If I was under the impression that I was the only one that he was interested in, or that I was the only one that he was really vibing with that, I wouldn't mind putting in a little extra nugget of showing him that I liked him, or even accommodating his communication style, because it was really a clash of communication styles. I was like, you want me to tell you, but I'd rather just show you, and I don't want to show you because you want me to tell you. Going after a guy that can't afford you is fucking disappointment. Now here's the thing. When you go after guys that feel like they are beneath you, or that they don't deserve you, they don't even understand why you're talking to them, they're not gonna see your value because they're like, you're a gorgeous girl, why the fuck are you talking to me? And when you give an ugly guy a chance, or when you give a guy a chance that's a little bit lower in your station, but he has a bomb personality, he makes you laugh, he's funny, he has talents and shit, you are setting yourself up for disaster, because men go after women that they believe they can afford, at least seriously. If a guy is seriously trying to pursue you and shit, he believes that he can afford you, and that's the kind of women that he's gonna go after. And me, for the longest time, which is kind of crazy, I look expensive, which is nuts, because I didn't think that I looked expensive, but I do. And I always wondered why. I'm this is my kind of guy, just kind of exposing myself. I like a hard working man. I like the construction worker. I like the electricians. I like the fucking plumbers, the artists. I like the musicians. I like to go after those kinds of men because in my head, I'm so chill. Money is not an important thing in a relationship to me. In a sense that I take care of myself, you are able to take care of yourself, and when we're in a relationship, can you also do stuff for me? Can you take me out on cute dates? Can you fill up my tank? Can you change my oil? Can you get us groceries? Can we take trips? You should really just date guys that can afford you as you can afford yourself. And if he feels like he can, he will. And if you feel like he can't, he won't. Long story short, if you look a kind of way, if you're a really pretty girl, you need a date within your station. When you give these bums and these uggos your time and attention, they feel like because they bagged you, they can get another one. So now you just gave this fucking Dusty, you gave this fucking loser the ego of a god because you decided to take a chance on me. You started to give him the Mamma Mia, and now he's like, Mama Sia with somebody else. No. Do not give the ugly guy a chance, because I can assure you he doesn't. Men don't give ugly women chances. They don't give women that they're not attracted to chances. They just don't. I'm not saying that all guys do, but majority of guys are not gonna be like, oh, I like her because of her personality. Men don't give that grace, so don't give them that. When you're getting dumped, or when you're dating someone, they're like, hey, it's not gonna work out, don't be emotional. I don't care if you guys had sex. I don't care if you've met his parents. I don't care if you met his dog, his cat, his dead grandma. I don't care. Don't show any emotion. There was this guy that I was dating at the time, and he decided that he didn't want to continue things because he didn't feel like that we were really compatible. This was before I leveled up and I started to like do my Riz stuff and like improve my confidence and improve like how I talk to men in general. Don't get emotional, because when you do, it's just proving to them that they were right in their decision. Like, this is how I wish I would have responded. I wish I would have been like, oh, you said that you wanted to talk. What's up? Oh, okay. He kind of scared me. I thought it was going to be something like important. No, thank you for telling me. Thank you for letting me know. Click. When you give emotion and you show that you're upset and you're crying and you're like, well, I'm an amazing lady, I'm an amazing girl. As a woman, you should never, ever, ever, ever be in a convincing stage, because your values and your boundaries are your value. How you treat yourself, that's your value. The people that you surround yourself with, that's your value. All of those things cannot be spoken. All of those things are shown. You don't ever explain your value, because guess what? When a guy dumps you, he doesn't see your value anymore. So you trying to be like, oh, you're making a mistake. You're gonna need your EpiPen to open up your airways. Saying all that shit to a guy that has already decided that his life is gonna be better without you in it is just decreasing your value even more in his eyes. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't teach a guy how to treat you. If he's not a romantic, he's not ever going to be a fucking romantic. He's either a romantic or he's not, because that shit cannot be taught. You either got that dog in you or you don't. I tried to pay, he begged me to stay. Now let me say this. Men are not mind readers. I'm not saying to never communicate your needs or what your communication style. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is men know very well what they're doing, and they will do it to see what they can get away with. Guys that want to pursue you and that like you are gonna ask if it's okay to touch you. They're gonna ask your availability to see you again. They're gonna make the effort telling a man how to compliment you. What? Some things are just fucking inherent. I remember that I was with this guy and we had already gone on several dates, and he only touched me when we said hello and when we said goodbye. There was no physicalness in between that time. There was no like hand around my waist. There wasn't like even like a tap on the shoulder or like a giving me his arm to like pull me through the crowd. Like, there just wasn't any of that. Even though like we've already kissed and everything, it was just like a weird thing. So much so, I had to communicate to him that I wanted him to touch me. There was a couple in front of us that maybe they weren't even a couple, but they had the body language that they were together. They were seeing each other. This person at the time was not my man. We were dating at the time. We were intimate at the time. So it's like, why is our body language giving friends? You wouldn't be able to tell that we were like romantically seeing each other just by us like standing side by side, because that bothered me. I'm a very touchy-feely kind of woman. I like to be baby girl. And guess what? You either have it in you or you don't, or he just doesn't want to do it with you. And that's it. Don't settle for sex with a guy because you know that's the only thing he'll respond to if he's already shown he doesn't like you. Don't fucking do that, bitch. Some women can do casual sex. Some can't. It's a reflection of a lack of self-esteem and a lack of self-love if you settle for such a spiritual act just to get a guy's attention because he doesn't want you in any other type of attention or type of capacity. If you are a person, if you are one of those ladies that can have casual sex with men and have it mean absolutely nothing to you after the end, you are a rare breed, and I love you. Teach me your ways. Like, unless you have chatted with the guy and you respect him and you like him or whatever, you're just like, hey, I kind of just want to do this like one thing with you just to get it out of my system so I can just move on with my fucking life. power to you. I love that. But if you're just saying, hey, do you want to have sex with me because you know that men respond to sex, and you're just saying that just so you can have some form of him, queen. Don't neg a guy, like ever. Using this on grown-ass men is not gonna work. I feel like a rite of passage when you're in your 20s is to like the emotionally unavailable 30-something-year-old. It's just bound to happen. I remember that I was talking to this guy and I was still like developing like my communication skills and like what worked with guys and what didn't work with guys. I teased him a lot. Like I just made it seem like he just wasn't shit. And honestly, most men are not shit, but I was interested in him, but he was just so aloof and I really made fun of him for that. I would tease a lot at his expense. I was kind of operating like a guy, to be honest. I was just testing to see what I could get away with. Yeah, no, he was not fucking with that. When I'm actually like pursuing someone like intimately, like seriously, I don't tease them. Like I might tease, but not in a way that's at their expense because I'm sensitive. And if we're just starting to date and starting to get to know each other and you start like playfully teasing me about shit, that's not a joke. You meant that shit. You meant it. I'm sensitive. What did you mean by that? Like, yes, like tease me. Like I can take a joke. Don't overdo it. Because when you are talking to someone, you are understanding like how they speak and their sarcasm and like all that kind of stuff. I'd be very wary with that because not all men are susceptible to like being called out on their shit or saying that they ain't shit. Because some guys like it when you're mean to them, but not all guys. So just be careful. You may be asking, how do I know? Like if you both are like, maybe you're at Top Golf and you both are golfing and he swings and he does it really, really well, just being like, that was awful. No, I'm going to show you how it's done because what was that? Being sarcastic and then like you do it like a shitty way, that's a way of like playfully teasing. You play it by ear. Like be playful in teasing, but don't be demeaning in a way. Because he was like, oh yeah, like I watch your YouTube videos. And I was like, oh, I'm surprised that you have such good taste. If your body feels physically uneasy around them, don't question it. Don't question it. They are trouble and don't fucking do it. And what sucks being a woman is that like shit happens to us all the time. And then it'll take like years later to be like, oh, I was assaulted. Oh, I was abused. Oh, I was taken advantage of. I remember also there was this other fucking guy from years ago. We had really, really good banter, but we talked about like a lot of different topics. And I remember there was one particular thing where we were talking about the cops or whatever, and I said, clearly, obviously, I feel very anxious around police. I don't feel safe when police are around. We were walking on a sidewalk. There was a police car, like kind of parked on like this kind of left side, and the sidewalk was this way. He was like, oh, well, there's one now. And he like tried to like scare me in a way, and it was just very like tone deaf. And I remember being like, dude, what the fuck? Like it made me feel very uneasy around him and my body like repelled him. I was literally like, if you ever try to date like another woman of color, specifically a black woman, you need to really sharpen your social awareness because I was fucked up in your trash. Click. When your current body is telling you something that your mind doesn't quite grasp yet, take it as a fucking sign and get the fuck out of there. If he has a small penis, I don't care how nice he is, get the fuck out. I don't give a fuck about his ego. Imagine yours after the deed is done. There was this guy who I was really attracted to, but like we were talking or whatnot, and like he invited me over to his place. This is when I was in college. He kind of looks like Zayn. Like he was hot. And so we're vibing. The chemistry is there. I know what I came over there to do. He carries me into the bedroom. He takes down his pants and it's just...
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I'm not even fucking exaggerating. They're again hard. I wanted to test the theory if it was, you know, the motion of the ocean and not like how big the wave is type of tease. Nah, bitch, if you can't even make a wave, the motion ain't gonna do shit. Not talking about what you like in bed before having sex with your partner. I think would have really been great in all of my sexual experiences is like having that discussion beforehand. We're not taught to have discussions with your partners about what you like in bed. Like we are really shown as an audience, like two people before a sex scene talking about what they like in bed before actually having sex. I want you to name 3 movies or scenes that come into mind where 2 characters talk about what they liked in bed before actually doing it. Because it's just right into it. They're kissing, they're making out, they're pushing things off the fucking counter, they're doing all this and that. And you know what? Some people can just do that. Some people don't need like an instruction manual on your puss. Some women can just get into it and not have a discussion beforehand. Or maybe they just do pointers during. Like, could you go a little faster? Hey, could you go a little slower? One finger instead of two. But if you are a lover girl, if you're like a true romantic and you are very particular with your body, please communicate that. I think having that conversation just like deepens the experience and makes it more enjoyable for both partners, but even more so for the lady. It's gonna let them know if they can handle that or not, if they are also into what you are into. I'll never forget when Carrie was dating like the politician guy, and he was a guy that liked to be peed on, and she was like, fuck no, I'm not into peeing on you in the shower. It's fucking weird.
I may write about sex, but you like people to pee on you.
He's gonna find somebody that is into peeing on him. And when you show a guy that you know what it takes to please you, it displays a level of confidence because you know what you want. And it also weaves out the guys when you want to bring up the conversation. If they're not into it, if they could just kind of want to skip to the penetration part, if they want to skip all the foreplay, that already lets you know that they're not a good partner to begin with and that you shouldn't really even be having sex with them at all. And on that note, that's going to lead us into this week's short poem. We are really just mothers and fathers taking care of the deepest parts of ourselves that we don't tell our real mothers and fathers. And that's gonna end today's video. If you liked what you've heard and you liked what you've seen, follow me on everything at l.k.p. I'd love to know what you think. Do you agree with my mistakes? Have you made some of them? Have you almost been on the brink of doing them yourself and this video has stopped you in your tracks? Comment down below. Until next time, safe travels. When I'm with you, it's like chaos. Talking's just one thing you do if you're